Top 10 terrifying 2022 predictions that change everything. Let's do it.
Climate change, natural disasters, and locusts. Here are the top 10 terrifying 2022 predictions that change everything.
Everything
Starting
you
off this
say,
list,
okay.
in our number 10 spot, we have climate change.
change.
I know some of you don't want to hear about this one, but it is always on the list of predictions for years to come, and we're just starting off with it and getting it out of the way. The climate is a delicate thing, and our presence here on Earth has a great effect on it. The climate can make our lives significantly easier, or it can make our lives significantly harder, so it really is something that is important to note. 2021 saw both heat and cold records broken, and it saw its fair share of natural disasters, floods, and fires. It is predicted that 2022 unfortunately won't be much different, sadly, which is not what we had hoped for. There aren't necessarily any exact predictions surrounding the climate. It's just the idea that we will continue to see some of the most extreme weather we have ever seen. In our number 9.
Well, I know, you know, there's always the polar caps, and then there's always random forest fires over in the States, or the Amazon's caught fire, or something dumb like that, or there's been a landslide, or there's been a flood. I know landslides don't relate this to climate change, but I mean, it's always it's always an uphill battle, isn't it? Climate change, because we're only making the world worse each year. So, hey, rip us soon. Maybe not in this lifetime, but soon.
Today we have the climate war. Speaking of the whole climate change thing, this is a prediction for 2022 that comes from Nostradamus. There's a couple more of his predictions on this list today, so if you don't know, Nostradamus was a man who lived in the 1500s, and he was an astrologer, poet, and what is called a seer, as he published a book of quatrain poems that are said to predict future events, and some of these predictions have actually come true. One of his predictions he has for 2022 is, quote, "Under the opposite Babylonian climate, great will be without the outpouring." I read that and didn't know what it meant either, but some people smarter than me have come to the conclusion that this is a prediction about the start of a climate war. It is said that this war is going to be a result of a lack of resources, and whichever country is involved is going to begin attacking the country next to them to try and gather their resources.
America.
Who knows if this will come true?
America.
I guess that's why it's called a prediction, and if it were to, who knows what countries would be involved.
Well, that's probably
in our
the
number 8
States.
spot today, we have an economic recession. It is very obvious that the
Hang about. There's a dead doll behind me. And a snake. Get out of here. I know my belt's undone. I've just had KFC. Nothing else. Don't look into it.
The entire pandemic and last few years have had an unprecedented.
Wait, what was this one?
What countries would be involved?
What was this
In
one?
our number 8 spot today, we have an economic recession.
Economic recession. All right, big up the economy. Falling down. Stonks are low.
Unprecedented effect on the economy. I know every country is in a very different phase right now, and a lot of people have different mindsets, but I can say, as a Canadian, every time we start to get somewhere where things are opening back up and they feel like they're on the right track, everything just gets shut right down again, and we're back in March of 2020. The constant opening and closing of businesses is definitely taking its toll on the economy, as well as travel restrictions affecting tourism, general anxiety causing people to not go out and spend their money, all the Amazon
To be fair,
packages.
I think everyone's feeling the struggles of COVID and the economic crash. The economy's crumbling, apart from China. And where did COVID come from? Conspiracy in the BDFO 18's reaction video. I almost said stream.
In our number 7 spot today, we have the glacier. This is
glacier.
a prediction that comes to us from Baba Vanga, the
This is what I said about the polar ice caps melting, the
glaciers
glaciers melting.
made a series of predictions,
look at them
some
eyes.
of which have eerily come true. One of the predictions of hers for this year is a bit of a strange one, and considering our current global.
Do they want to mention anything to do with the Simpsons predictions coming true this year? Have they got anything? Has Matt Groening put anything in for this year? Have a look. Do a little bit of research. See if the Simpsons has predicted anything for 2022.
climate, this is one we are all definitely hoping isn't true. She predicted that this year an ancient glacier is going to melt due to global warming, which is probably a decently accurate prediction, but she also said that within this glacier will be a virus, and once the glacier melts,
COVID
this virus
times
will
two.
now be released to the world.
No.
The worst part is that this is said to be a virus that humans...
Listen, we've already got all the COVID variants now mingling with Omicron and other shit in other countries. I don't want bio-warfare through the fucking glaciers, boys, and go, look at them big worms. I'm not dealing with this. No, thank you. I'm just gonna go and raid a shop and live in a shop for the rest of eternity and go live underground in a shop vault.
Simply cannot handle. This isn't where her predictions for humanity end, so I'm not exactly sure how she expects us to recover from that, but I'm just gonna wait and see,
Same way as COVID, probably, love.
In our number 6 spot today, we have a world power. Back with another Baba Vanga prediction. This one is a little murky as to what exactly it means, but there are some theories. She apparently said that the year will see 3 giants unite and a strong dragon will seize humanity. Remember how I said exactly what this means is a little unclear?
China,
People
Britain, and America.
that perhaps the 3 giants could
Canada
be 3
and
of the most powerful countries.
Hey,
maybe the
where's
United
Britain?
States, Russia,
Hey.
and China, but seeing all these powerhouse countries unite would be quite a shocking prediction if it were to come true. There are others who think that maybe the strong dragon part is in reference to some country rising into a more powerful position than we've seen before. At this point, who knows exactly
Seeing
what
that photo there, have any of you seen them photos that have emerged? I don't think they're actually edited either. I think they're legit of Kim Jong-un recently emerged again, and there's like photos. I'm sure they're true. He's like Kim Jong minus Un now. He's fucking tiny now. He's lost loads. He's lost bare weight, to be fair to him. That heart issue is really taking the weight out of him. Like, it's mad.
In our number 5 spot today, we have a conflict.
Of course, there's conflict. There's always conflict.
When it came to predicting things for 2022, so
Braid.
here's another one of his best
He's got
guesses.
that anus chin.
He's
predicting conflict. It's conflict all the time. No matter what we do, there's always conflict, bro. It's always conflict.
Monarch of hunger, place taken, captivity. Yeah. Again, another one I simply did not understand, but it is apparently basically saying that his prediction is that 2022 will see an increase in world hunger due to the increase in armed conflicts. Yeah. That's like a double whammy of terrible.
I don't care about conflict. There's always conflict somewhere in the world. So I don't care. I'm not saying it to be rude. I just don't care. Because there's always conflict. There's always conflict no matter who or where you are. There's always conflict somewhere in your country or a few miles from you, whether it's a drunken brawl or world power, or COVID coming from a bat or from a laboratory over in Wuhan in China, in the Asian continent. I don't care. There's always conflict going on somewhere, and we can't stop it no matter what we do. There might be mass repulses, there may be things going on in the world, but I can't think of a time where it's going to be sorted, and because it's never going to be sorted, it's conflict. Just whatever.
In our number 4 spot today, we have locusts.
Locusts.
This
My
Baba Vanga prediction
ping eats these.
Be pretty accurate
I know all about locusts.
It's been seen in the past, and something that has been quite.
She doesn't eat them ones. She eats like green and yellow ones. And then when they go out their show, they go brown. It's
Baba
pretty cool.
Vanga has predicted an apocalypse-style scene in
Bro,
India.
if I showed that to Ping and Pong, our 2 beardies, they would be like, "Fucking give me that."
Where she believes swarms of locusts will be next year. Like I mentioned before, in 2020, India was dealing with the worst swarms of locusts that were seen
to
in
India
decades.
with Ping. How about that?
So it's entirely possible that 2022 might be an absolute nightmare for them as well.
Oh,
there are plenty of reasons why this poses a major problem, but one of the main ones is that those bugs can absolutely devour food and they reproduce fast.
Yeah.
Lots of quick, hungry bugs is a really huge dilemma for farmers everywhere, and a couple of years ago this issue was really impacting crops. Hopefully next year won't see these same issues come back. Like I've said before, people have dealt with enough in the last few years. In our number 3 spot today, we have catastrophes.
Always
This
a
one
catastrophe
kind of
somewhere.
goes hand
Why is there a
in hand
boat
with
on the
number
land?
10 on this list that we started off with, climate change, but this one is just getting a little more specific and is actually about natural disasters, more specifically earthquakes and tsunamis.
Always
Another
know
Baba
them
Vanga
tectonic
prediction,
plates be
she was
rubbing.
able to
They
predict
having
the
fun.
2004 tsunami, so this 2022 prediction is made all the more eerie. She claims that in 2022 we will see an increase in multiple different kinds of
rubble.
catastrophes, but especially earthquakes and tsunamis. She then went on to explain more about who she believes will be hit the hardest and which places will be impacted the most by the severe weather.
Imagine a tsunami that big hitting. I don't think that's ever been a tsunami that big. Was the India 2004 one that big? Was it India 2004? I don't remember.
In our number 2 spot today, we
Number
have
2.
Paris. For one
Paris,
last
what?
Nostradamus prediction for this list today, we have this super worrisome one. He apparently
Yeah,
wrote,
for Tower,
quote,
gonna go
all
broke
around
down.
the great city will be soldiers lodged by fields and cities. This is said to mean that for 2022, he is predicting that Paris will be under siege. For what reasons?
That'd be
That remains
bad.
unclear. There are other ways to interpret this prediction, like perhaps it's more so stating that the city will just be kind of closed off for a while, but truly, who knows? I wish the people
I mean,
who
they
made
did
these
have the thing
predictions
about like travel bans and stuff recently, didn't they? So perhaps implement some tight restrictions. What with the whole COVID situation? I know that they've recently gone back on their travel stuff, but you never know. You never know. Perhaps the French dons have got some tricks up their sleeves.
At the end of the day, the good news is that this is just a prediction, and Nostradamus has been wrong
It's
before.
not a prediction,
It just
it's
puts
a
people on edge to
spoiler.
hear these scary thoughts,
The
which
words are
totally
full.
makes
Amen.
sense. I wonder if Nostradamus predicted that a random Canadian would be here talking about his poems into a camera to upload to the internet for thousands of strangers.
I don't
In our
think he
number
really
1 spot today,
cares,
we
to
have
be
a water
honest.
crisis.
Ooh,
Water is
crisis.
obviously something
I need
that
my
is
water.
necessary to sustain life
They need
here
water
on
more than
Earth,
me.
and although it may not seem like it, there is a limited amount of it. This prediction has to do with water, or more so, the lack of it. It is predicted that in 2022, because of a multitude of reasons that
think they're gonna
includes
run out of water
increases
this
in
year.
population,
I don't
as well
think
as
so.
river pollution, that we will soon be seeing a lack of drinking water. It is unclear exactly
Definitely.
who they think
I don't
this
think
will
so.
affect the most, but it's a really scary thought regardless. It has long been predicted that we will one day be fighting each other for the little drinkable water we have left, and the closer we get to that being a reality is pretty terrifying. I think it's pretty safe to say that we can all likely agree that this would be a very bad scenario for people to be in, but I also think it's important that we acknowledge how many people there are who currently don't have any access to clean or running water. This isn't a
It's
new
alright, if we're fighting for water, let's just switch over to Fanta Tango. Have a squabble over a couple Monster Energy cans. Alright, give me that 4-pack.
problem, unfortunately, and I really wish we could be predicting the opposite of this one. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thank you so much for checking.
Cool. Yeah, thank you so much for checking out this video. The top 10 terrifying 2022 predictions that change everything. I personally don't think we're going to be in a water shortage anytime soon. You get these same videos come out every single year about like, oh, we're at risk of being a shortage of this, and we're at risk of this and that and that and there, and then it never comes to fruition. It's just all scaremongering. Oh, we're gonna run out of water. No, we're fucking not. Okay. Well, I enjoyed that video. Did you as well? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I will see you all next time. Peace.